Welcome to Art Spot Online, the Tampa Museum of Art's art-making activity series for children and families. Together, we'll learn about a current exhibition at the Tampa Museum of Art and get inspired to create a new work of art. Today's Art Spot activity is sponsored by Hillsborough County, Tico Energy, and Wells Fargo. Hi, I'm Anthony, Studio Programs Coordinator at the Tampa Museum of Art.
And I'm Karina, Visitor Experience and Engagement Representative.
And today we're looking at a case of art from the geometric period from ancient Greece and Italy. And you might remember these little geometric horse sculptures from episode 7, where we talked a lot about geometric art and horses in the ancient world. But that's a style that you also see on paintings on ceramic vessels from this period as well. And this vessel is called a crater because of how it's shaped. And it has this shape because it has a specific purpose, right?
Yeah, and that specific purpose was to mix wine and water to dilute the wine, or in some cases, the water wasn't from that great of a source, so it would make it taste a little better.
So it's beautifully made, right? But what I'm most interested in are the paintings all over it, right? So we have these geometric patterns that cover the entire thing, but then we also have kind of like these alive parts of the patterns, right? These recognizable things from the world like horses and birds and people. And it's all unified really beautifully, right? Which makes me wonder if these abstract geometric patterns might also represent things from the visible world.
Yeah, what I really like about it is the contrast between the geometric shapes and the really fluid shape of the actual crater.
Right, this is a bowl used in your kitchen. People would see it. It announces your status. The horses are really doing that a lot. Horse racing was actually like the most prestigious sport in the ancient world as well, right? Just because you had to be so rich just to have a horse. So in talking about geometric art and horses and horse racing, for today's project, let's make a three-dimensional horse out of paper. We'll draw all over it, just like this geometric style of art. And then we'll even be able to race them at the end when we're done.
I hope you're ready to lose.
Whoa, okay, giddy up. All right, so welcome to the Golden Shear Classroom. To get started on today's project, all you're gonna need is some poster board. You want it to be at least 30 centimeters long by 10 centimeters tall. We're working in centimeters today. You want a ruler with centimeters on it, pencil, scissors, and then just stuff to decorate the horse with, right? We're gonna use markers today because I have a million different colors. Step 1, we want to make a rectangle that's 9 centimeters tall and 30 centimeters long. Make sure you're measuring from the first notch, right? Not just the beginning of the ruler. Sometimes people forget. And then we're going to go 30 centimeters long. So 9 centimeters tall. And then make sure you've got your ruler right on that first line that you did so that it's nice and, perfect 90-degree angle. Now we're going to basically break it up into 3 big rectangles, sort of inside of this rectangle. So easiest way to do this is just put your ruler on that top edge every 10 centimeters. So to make all the legs and heads and tails, we're gonna break these 2 outer rectangles into 3 rectangles that are all the same size. So this is gonna be real similar to what we just did every 3 centimeters. This is gonna be the body of the horse, and then this side is gonna be the head and the legs, and then this side is gonna be the tail and the rear legs. So the next step is to decorate it however you want.
Okay,
so
sounds
I'm
good.
I don't know, do you have an idea for how you wanna?
I think I am going to go with a blue color.
I think I'm gonna just do some straight up patterns, like that crater we were looking at, right? It had all those patterns all over it. So I'm gonna try and work out some patterns. But before I do, let me decide, okay, where the face is gonna be, where the tail is gonna be.
Right.
That might be a good place to start too. So I'm just gonna make 2 little darts. Again, I'm keeping mine really simple and geometric. But I wanna, again, mark out where the head's gonna be, and then I mark out where the tail is gonna be. Blue horse also makes me think of the Wizard of Oz.
Was there a blue horse in the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, man, at some point. Okay, so now that we're finished decorating, let's cut them out, right? That's the next step. So don't just cut willy-nilly, start by cutting out the whole thing first, because I want to make sure we cut out the legs and the tail and the head proper. If you've never used scissors before, make sure you ask a grown-up. All right, now that it's all cut out, we want to cut out the legs and the head and the tail. Very, very basic. You just want to start on the short end and then just cut this line and then just stop when you get to the body. Now we just want to bend the legs down, and then the head and the tail we want to bend up, right? I think looking at the example will be really helpful. But legs, just bend them down right at that line, go all the way down. Just fold it all the way over. Try to fold it right on that line. Now I kind of wish I was talking like a cowboy this entire time. From the Mediterranean. Out on the Mediterranean range. So it already is standing. He looks kind of like he's like sneaking now.
It's just sliding.
It will look a little more equine once we pop up the tail and the head. So let's pop the tail up, and then we'll fold the neck up a little bit. Little more horsey. Little more horsey still. Now you just want to bend this part down. So just kind of like to make the head, you just sort of bend it near the end wherever you drew the face. And we've got this geometric horsey. You can make it look a little more horse-like by doing like I did over here and just kind of making the face a little more come to a point, right? When you think of horses, right? They've got like, why are you so long in the face, right? They have a very long face. So you can kind of make that happen by making the face a little bit more pointy. And then you can make it even more horsey by making some ears, right? So all we got to do, it might be helpful if I just sketch it out for you first. This is very upsetting. But basically, you want to just draw a triangle that connects to the side of the face that goes right up to where you folded it. So just like one line to make a triangle. Let me cover this in black just so it's easier to see. And then I'll show you in a second. Right, so just like
perfect.
a line that connects from the side of the head to where you folded it. And then you can just cut along that line and then fold them up to make some little geometric ears, right? So the head's folded down, ears folded up. So last step, we can kind of upgrade the eyes. If you want to dig through here and find some googly eyes, they can match. They don't have to match.
Oh.
You probably can't use the super huge ones just because the heads are kind of tiny.
Unless I make it a cyclops.
You could make it a cyclops, that would be tight. Can we flip it around? I gotta see. It's also kind of like lethargic. Oh man, that's amazing. Okay, so now that we upgraded the eyes, this is the secret that will allow them to kind of like walk on their own when we put them on an incline. So we wanna, just for the sake of like demonstration, it's probably easier to draw it first. And we wanna make just like a little bit of like a skinny triangle. So draw from the inside of the hoof out to the outside. You don't want it too pointy, just a real skinny triangle, right? This is a guide for where I'm gonna cut, right? So real skinny triangle. It's basically like the horse is on its tiptoes. All right, so now that our hooves are all sliced up, let's get ready to race.
Yeehaw.
Yeah! All right, so after we decorate and cut out our horses, you can actually race them. Okay, you just need to set up an incline. We found like a big piece of wood and some yoga mats, but whatever long flat thing you have lying around will work, just an old cardboard box. The trick is getting the angle like exactly right. Okay, so I think we figured it out. I think we got it, the exact perfect angle. So are we ready to race?
Oh, more than ready.
Take your stations. Okay, I'm gonna count down from 3. I'm gonna do 3, 2, 1,
Okay.
and then go. And then we give them a flick.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh no.
Oh my God, grab it, grab it. Just give it
Go.
a little push.
Oh my gosh. Mine's on its way. It's going a little crooked,
Come
but
on, man, come on.
I believe in you.
I think I'm catching up. I think I'm catching up.
You are. You're going pretty fast.
too late?
One of us is gonna knock over. Oh,
Is it too late to bet money?
$1.
$1,000.
Are you sure? Because I think mine's gonna.
Wait,
Keep going.
he has spirit.
Oh,
He has
Keep
spirit.
going.
Wait, wait, wait.
Keep going.
Dude,
Is that a tie?
Oh man, I think it's a tie.
I think mine may have won by like a millisecond, but sure, we can call it a tie.
Yeah, I disagree. So, thank you so much. This has been our geometric horse project based on the crater in the Antiquities collection. Thank you so much, Karina. You did a great job.
Thanks for having
Put up
me.
a good effort. But you know, winning isn't everything.
Absolutely.
Thank you for making art with the Tampa Museum of Art today. If you enjoyed today's activity, please click the thumbs up button to like our video, and don't forget to click the subscribe button so you don't miss future episodes. Plan your visit to the Tampa Museum of Art for a fun day of art by visiting our website, tampamuseum.org. We'll see you next time.